We are about 15 or so miles northwest of world-famous Miami Beach as we are set for football at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami Gardens. Today, Week 12 of the NFL season is upon us, and we've got a good one in store, as it'll be the New Orleans Saints taking on the Miami Dolphins.
Set to kick off.
The final playoff push is upon us. It's Week 12 of the NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
The Saints take over first and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
They begin with a run by Miller. The game's first play produces 6 yards, brings up second down. And, CD, you look at this defense, what kind of pressure are they under trying to stop a team that has won 5 games in a row?
Well, to me, it makes their job harder because you know you're going up against an offense that's playing at an elite level, and sometimes you can get too caught up in trying to play the perfect game. You're trying to be too precise, too fine, instead of just letting it rip. And I think that's more the priority than trying to be absolutely perfect.
And McLaurin, the motion man right. They'll run to the wide side here with Miller. And he'll fight forward maybe to the line of scrimmage, but that's all. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 3rd and 3. You talk about this Miami defense. They were very strong last week in the win over Carolina.
And the big difference in the game, their ability to force turnovers. Multiple, in fact. Being able to take the ball away, give it back to their offense, the big difference in the game.
It was impressive. Now the question, can they duplicate it? Third play of this opening drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 3. They'll try to run for it with Miller. And some nifty running here as he'll take this across midfield and down to the 47. 17 there and a New Orleans first down. 3rd and short, so didn't need much, but got a little extra on the backside. Nice run.
Chewed up the yardage, didn't he? To me, that was offensive line with leverage, good blocking angles, taking on a stacked defensive front. And once they chopped that little hole in the beginning, he took it and rambled.
And just the 3rd play from scrimmage, wanted to avoid the 3 and out and did just that. A first down carry now for Miller. And some space here. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. 45 yards rushing for him already. A terrific opening drive on the ground, and it's a first down.
10 at the 26-yard line.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Pressure applied, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back at the 33-yard line.
It's second down.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Slings this deep for McLaurin. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be third down.
You get a sense of what this game plan might be. They think they can take a few home run shots against this defense. They tried it there on the opening drive, but that ball's incomplete.
Seventh play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on third down. Back to throw. St. Clair. And he is caught. And he is out of bounds, but first he gets it inside the 10 to the 7. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal.
That's a big conversion there on third down, and this has been a great opening drive. You know, at this point, they'd hate to settle for 3, but they've created a fresh set of downs and a first and goal.
First and goal, a chance for an early statement here on the road.
Let's go. Cougar 19. Go.
They'll try and run for it with Miller. And a little bit of space there. Takes it inside the 5 to the 3. They give him 5 that time as they draw a bit closer here for a second and goal.
Hat tip to that offensive line. They're clearing some holes, even down here deep in the red zone. And that's a nice pickup on the ground on first and goal.
One man in the backfield, that's Miller, second and goal.
Here we go, set. 60 Eagle, 60 Eagle. Check.
He's going to get it again. And he is in for the score. Touchdown, New Orleans. Kendre Miller with now 15 rushing touchdowns on the year. And the Saints get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon. Well, first quarter, maybe too early to talk about statement drives, Charles, but that sure seemed like a statement drive right there.
Well, if we're going to talk about statement drives, I think what they're saying is we're going to establish the run. They gave it to him early and often on this drive, and he wound up taking it into the end zone.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And this one definitely not in the landing zone. In fact, it's over the back line of the end zone, so this ball will come out to the 30 now. Looking to put a drive together.
Hey. 18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal. Let's go.
They'll run it with Bell. And trying to push forward, but he is going to be stuffed up in the backfield. 2 yards the loss, second and 12.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's second and 12.
19 Lions. Panther 60. Mustang 19. Buffalo 18. Warriors 70. Hey, we working up the wide receiver. We working. 70 Timberwolves.
Now back to throw. Now he'll tuck this and run. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. And you look at the Saints defense coming into this one ranked number 19 in the NFL against the pass.
And even though that's not the greatest ranking in the world, one thing you can say, they get after the quarterback. They're in the top 10 in the league in sacks.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. He's got his target. That's complete. There he goes, right side. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Justin Jefferson with career touchdown number 91. He joins a group that includes Tony Dorsett and Isaac Bruce, among others. And the Dolphins are able to strike back quickly with an opening touchdown of their own. Elliott Good with a PAT. And we are tied at 7.
Jake Elliott set to kick off.
Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And now last drive so successful with the ground game, ending in a touchdown. Do you stick with that formula?
That would be the number one thing you would think of, but so many guys now would look at it and say, we've got them set up so well for play action. Now's the time to take a shot. Yeah. But, you know, there was a big-time coach in the state of Ohio who once said, if you throw the ball, if you put it in the air, 3 things can happen, and 2 of them are bad. He would have kept it on the ground.
First down.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. He rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Jacorian Bennett has it. And he will bring it back. It's a pick 6 and a Dolphins touchdown. Making back-to-back weeks now with a pick 6 for him. He had one a week ago.
Talk about being in the groove, and what are the odds of what we're seeing right here? You don't see it happen very often. Listen, if you get a pick 6 in a season, it's been a big year, let alone back-to-back weeks. Tell you this, I wouldn't play cards against this guy in the locker room.
Elliott Good on the extra point, and that makes the score 14-7.
Jake Elliott set to kick off.
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And that'll be a little too hot to handle as it will skip through the end zone for a touchback here.
35-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. Now remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick 6, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick 6. And
right on the heels of the pick 6, another ball intercepted. Down the right sideline. And he will bring it back. It's a pick 6 and a Dolphins touchdown. Elliott now to add the extra point. It's good, and it is now 21-7.
Makes the score Dolphins 21, Saints 7. Jake Elliott set to kick off.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28.
The Saints take over 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And not the first time that they're coming back out off of a turnover, but the last one really hurt Charles with that pick six.
And it feels like the whole team's infected right now, doesn't it? It's not just been one person. It's kind of been a group effort where the mistakes have happened. Can they put that aside, kind of start over, and put together a nice drive? Against a team coming off a win just as your team did the previous week, you talk about being physical all game long. Sometimes being physical is just being on the spot and helping force the incompletion.
Draw play. This is Miller. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
He's taken down at the 33-yard line. 5 yards on the play. And it's 3rd down.
Well, looks like they'll move things around here. From the gun on 3rd down, St. Clair. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45.
And the Saints, first down. A gain of 12. First down.
They'll give it up the middle to Miller. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
The tackle there just followed midfield. 4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6.
Operating from the gun, St. Clair. And he'll get it down here to the 43. His first catch, good for 8 and a first down.
I know I spent a lot of time talking about how tight ends in a lot of cases now are pumped up wide receivers, but they're still big people. He used that frame right there to absorb a really big hit on him and held on to the ball.
Inside handoff now, Miller. And it'll be a minimum pickup here as it will take us to the end of the first quarter. A pretty wild first quarter. 21-7, our score. From the 39-yard line, here comes 2nd down at 6.
Here we go.
Palmer going to go in motion left. Now here's a throw out wide. Oh, this might be a double pass. That's going to be caught. And this works to perfection. The double pass leads to a touchdown. Butker now to add the extra point. It's up and good. This becomes a 21-14 ball game now.
Dolphins 21, Saints 14. Harrison Butker is set to kick off.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And the returner down to a knee, and this will come out to the 30-yard line. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. Now they entered play on a 2-game win streak, and then they've got the open date on their schedule next week. So this is a group that's really looking to hit the break on a high note.
And this will obviously be a tough game for them, but go ahead and play this out with me, partner. If they win here and make it 3 in a row, they get to heal up after that. You've got to think that's an ideal setup and a worthy goal to play for in this one. And what a nice example there of a tight end doing exactly what he needs to do. How about how he worked his way to the outside, made sure he secured the catch, and then anything after that, we count that as a bonus. And indeed, he gets enough for the first down.
Nice. Cougar 19. 7 Pirates. 7 Pirates.
They'll look to throw here on first down. He completes it to Beckham. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last two plays. So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 34.
19 Tiger. 19 Tiger.
From the gun, Bigsby. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
The Dolphins hit 9-2 to start play. And they come in feeling pretty good after back-to-back victories, CD.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
Cowboy 80.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
They decided the opportunity was there and launched a deep ball, but he was unable to get away from the defender, couldn't create space, couldn't uncover at the end of the route, and that one winds up incomplete.
They come up to the line now facing a 3rd and 10 after the incompletion.
60 Bison, 60 Bison. 79 Warriors, 70, 60 Mavericks, 79 Broncos. Ready, right?
They'll set up a throw. And he's taken down here by the Saints. And how about this? 4th and long, and they're going to go for it. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter.
Blake Gillikin on to punt now on 4th down.
He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And they will start this drive with just terrible field position, backed up inside their own 5.
But we have seen teams be bold here and take shots, right? Sometimes you go max protection, make it a 1-receiver route, and take your shot downfield and see what happens. And occasionally, we've seen success occur.
He's got his tight end on the corner route. It's complete. The end result, 21 yards.
First down.
Well, normally you see 3 tight ends in a formation. You have to think to yourself, this has got to be a run. And I know as a safety, when I saw that, I took an extra step or 2 towards the line of scrimmage. Instead, they threw the ball, and he found one of those tight ends for a very nice pickup.
A handoff, running left is middle. And he'll be tackled at about the 35.
86 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, they always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
Play action. St. Clair. He finds his man. Complete. It's Stevenson. His first catch, good for 8 and a first down.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a first down.
Running left is Miller.
And this one not going anywhere. They get him at the 44 for a gain of just a yard. When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot, he had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
Here's 2nd and 8. And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far.
And he's going to take this one back to the 37-yard line.
The Dolphins take over 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
70 Timberwolves.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. And the Saints pressure gets him. Brought down for a sack. It looks like a 12-yard loss there on the 1st down sack.
Well, certainly going to be a lot tougher adding a touchdown to that lead now since they're facing 2nd and 20+. Big-time sack to start the drive and put the opponent way back. Let's see what kind of play call they come up with here.
Hawk 70, Hawk 70.
He'll look to throw. Past the 20. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. A big play there. With touchdown number 12 on the year. And the Dolphins are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
For a big tight end, he can sure move like a slot receiver when he gets a head of steam going. And as a defensive back, you've got a big decision to make when he's moving like that.
Elliott good with a PAT. And the lead now up to 14.
Dolphins 28, Saints 14. Jake Elliott set to kick off.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
At their own 22-yard line.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense.
So now, Charles, this drive, maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead. Early on, the running game's been working well, and the offensive line has been pleased by that. The thought process there, catch those safeties creeping up, trying to help against the running game. They tried to hit them over the top, unsuccessfully.
Second and 10.
Looking to throw. St. Clair. Looking right sideline. That's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 1:57 to go in this first half on EA Sports. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. They'll bring a receiver in motion left.
And he'll get it here on the touch pass. Oh, this one may need to go back to the drawing board. He's going to be swallowed up right away.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7.
A shotgun handoff now to Miller.
And good work there in open space. And he's got this all the way down now to the 32.
It's a gain of 14 yards. And the Saints, first down. A gain of 14. And the Saints, first down.
Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. And his throw is going to be incomplete.
Well, a momentary speed bump there with that throw, partner. The defense had other ideas, and they're trying to mount a small stand before this drive reaches the end zone.
Here's 2nd and 10.
Now the Dolphins are going to take another timeout here, as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. Back to throw. St. Clair over the middle. He finds Higgins. Play number 7 now coming up on the drive. 3rd and 5. Operating from the gun, St. Clair.
Working the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. This is 1st and goal, and a golden chance to get a score back here before halftime. Again, he'll drop to throw. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. And he's going to ball his way down to about the 1-yard line.
What a stand this would be if they can get the stop here. 3rd and goal.
Touchdown, Saints.
T. Higgins.
His first touchdown on the year.
And the Saints get a late score here in the final minute of the first half.
Butker on for the PAT. He's got it, and they're back within a touchdown at 28-21.
Saints 21. Harrison Butker is set to kick off.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away.
And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line.
23-yard line.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And with a 7-point lead, they'll likely look to take this to the locker room and not really press the issue.
Only able to gain a couple And that'll bring up second down. Now the Dolphins will use the last of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half.
Here's a 2nd and 8.
79 Broncos. Let's go now. Mustang 19. 60 Eagles. 60 Eagles.
They'll drop the throw.
Oh, he had a man running free, but he overshot him, and it's incomplete.
And in an afternoon where just about everything's gone right, there's an unlikely sight there. He's got a receiver all alone downfield, and he just overshoots him.
Got it. Ready?
So the failure to connect on second down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8.
60 average. 60 hot 70. Hot 70.
They'll look to throw.
That's down the field for Jefferson.
And unable to connect. Incomplete. Now give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
That's some good closing speed there defensively because that looked open for a minute. But that's great work with the ball in the air. Never gave up, converged on his man, and broke the play up.
They'll throw now on the final play. He's going to let it go again. And incomplete on the deep ball. Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down. 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
Harrison Butker is set to kick off.
Both these offenses have been in fine form. What will the second half bring us as we are underway in quarter 3? And this one definitely not in the landing zone. In fact, it's over the back line. So this is going to come out to the 35.
First down Miami as they get set to start the drive.
As this offense takes the field to begin the opening drive of the second half, Charles, remember in that first half, good through the air and really all around an outstanding offensive performance.
Absolutely. They reached the end zone several times. The passing game working awfully well, and most importantly, partner.
Yeah, they went to the tunnel with a lead. They come back out with that lead.
Absolutely. NFL coaches, we know they're perfectionists in a lot of ways, but they had to like what they saw in that first half.
70 Lions.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. To the sideline, and that is a heck of a catch as he was able to get both feet in. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
First and 10 at the 33.
And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing, playing against a good quarterback like he is, to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin too.
From the 32-yard line now, here's a 2nd and 9.
79 Broncos. Cougar 19. Go.
Back to throw. And he's taken down here by the Saints. Nick Bosa. Make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
They've gobbled up over 30 yards of turf so far, but a sack knocks them backwards. And that interrupts the momentum they were building. Good opportunity for the defense to escape this drive before they get to the end zone.
Now 3rd down and very long.
18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal. 60 Bobcat, 60 Bobcat.
They're going to look to throw. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. Call it a gain of 3 on the play. And that's going to make it 4th down.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran it a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
9-yard attempt.
The kick by Elliott is good. And the Dolphins will add on to their lead.
Well, they picked up right where they left off in the first half. First drive after the break, they come away with 3 and increase that lead.
Yeah, and you just want to keep building on that lead, don't you? Whether it's 6 points or 3 points, take everything you can get, keep maneuvering, keep adding to it, keep making it difficult for them to come back.
Now Ellington lost the football. It's out. And this is picked up by, and this is brought all the way back. A fumble recovery and taken to the house for a Miami touchdown. So they get the one-score kickoff, get a fumble, take it right back to the house. 2 quick touchdowns within a matter of about 10 seconds on the game clock.
It's like a big 1-2 punch that may lead to a knockout.
Elliott on for the extra point. And now whistles and a flag, and I think we got a jump here. Now with that, they could elect to take the ball at the 1 if they wanted.
Yeah, exactly right. They have options here. If they decide now to go for 2 after the penalty, the ball doesn't go to the 2-yard line as normal. They get the penalty, so that's half the distance. You put it at the 1. But if they decided they wanted to kick, they would just move the ball from the 15 to the 10, and they would kick it there.
Elliott good on the extra point. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17.
Jake Elliott set to kick off.
So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score.
And no thought of bringing this one out. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll begin the drive at the 30.
First and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started.
I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
From the 44-yard line, here's 2nd down and a yard.
Brings up 2nd and 1 at the 44-yard line.
Looking to throw. St. Clair. And he'll spot Higgins open left side. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory at the 38.
A gain of 18 on the play. First down.
Back to throw. St. Clair. Throw to the right here, taken in by McLaurin. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
Brings up 2nd and a yard at the 39-yard line.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Unable to corral him. He fights through. And they move this all the way down to the 9. 60 catches for him now on the year. This last one, a first down. Back to throw again. Touchdown! From 8 yards out.
And the Saints get a bit closer.
A nice throw there by the second-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie, because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to a second and sometimes third progression. That was a nice play.
Harrison Butker set to kick off.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away.
And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
26-yard line.
The Dolphins at the line, ready for their next drive. This now a 10-point game, so things tightening a little bit after that last score.
Look at this, middle of the field, a breakaway. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Their mobile, agile quarterback, 73 yards. And his guy's now an extra point away from taking a 3-score lead. Elliott now to add the extra point. Uh-oh, flag comes out here. This is going to be roughing the kicker.
When you're going back there on the kick block, you've got to go to the right point. That didn't happen. Ran into the kicker. The penalty flag had to come out.
After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
At their own 35-yard line.
Looking to put a drive together. They'll start on the ground here on first down. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down.
113 yards for him on the ground now, as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
They'll look to throw now on first down. He's going to let this one go deep.
And that's going to be incomplete.
I'm sure this isn't a novel thought, but maybe run some simpler routes instead of trying to get it all back in one shot. Defense certainly appears to be ready for him. Try and get it back little by little instead of in big chunks.
Third quarter from Miami. This is 2nd and 10.
And they're running from the gun with Miller. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12. We'll see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a first down. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 36.
Now they'll shift things around.
Back to throw now on first down. And he'll throw this one away. But I don't think he was out of the pocket. No, here comes the flag. They lose the yardage, and of course they also lose the down on the grounding call, and it's quickly 2nd and long. Looking to throw. St. Clair. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's third down.
Oh, nice defensive effort there, providing the hit as the ball got to the receiver, separates him from the catch, and normally he's a sure-handed target.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Back to throw. St. Clair. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had it and dropped it. That is an unforced error there, and it takes away what could have been a touchdown.
And this is a situation where, as a head coach, you're just saying, what else could go wrong? Let's get it all out of our system, please. This has been a sloppy game throughout. The execution has been lacking. A lot of mistakes, both mental and physical. And here's a big play that goes by the wayside.
On fourth down, St. Clair. Oh, he'll let one go deep for Higgins. And he's got it. Touchdown, Saints. T. Higgins with career touchdown number 70. And the Saints take a chance, but they find pay dirt on 4th and goal. Extra point by Butker is on target. And the lead is trimmed down to 10.
Saints 35. Harrison Butker set to kick off.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29.
At their own 29-yard line.
First down Miami as they get set to start the drive.
Well, partner, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
Now the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20.
Bravo 80. Top 19. Top 19.
They'll set up to throw. That is incomplete.
I know conventional wisdom says, hey, don't get it all back in one play. But sometimes you go ahead and try to. They tried to get it all back on that one. Weren't able to do so.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. He'll drop to throw. And he's taken down. Back at his own 7. He couldn't get away there on third down. The pressure too much, and he's sacked for a loss of 12. The Dolphins will send out the punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Here's Ellington. He can't get him down. 43 yards on the punt, return of 4. And the Saints will have a short field in front of them. They take over here, 1st and 10. Throwing to start the drive. St. Clair. He's going to take a shot right away for the end zone. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
I certainly like the idea. You're down on their side of the field. Get your big play guy involved. That time, they put one up for him to see if he can pull it down in the end zone. But the coverage was good, and it winds up incomplete.
Now a 2nd and 10.
Looking to throw. St. Clair. And he's got his big wide receiver complete. 23 yards the pickup there.
This offensive game plan has just been sensational. I mean, when you think about all the different ways they've gotten their receivers open so far, it's really been impressive. Scheme, design, execution.
Miller will get it. He has been busy today. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. It'll be 1st and goal when we come back. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Back now in Miami. It's the Saints who hold the football, but they're trailing as we begin the 4th quarter of play. Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal.
And that is incomplete. Now the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
When you see those RPOs run, you need the first man to attack and be a disruptor. And on that play, he closed down fast and helped knock it away.
Another shot from the 9 on 2nd and goal. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. A great play there with touchdown number 23 here on the year.
And the Saints have made it a one-score game again here in the 4th. Extra point by Butker is on target.
And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter.
Harrison Butker set to kick off.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away.
Oh, some hitting going on now. This has been a tight game, and he takes a big shot there on the return.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. This game has really flipped on its head. 2 unanswered touchdowns by the other side, and now they take over here with just a very slim one-score lead.
And we've seen this how many times now? Teams get a big lead, they go into coast mode, and all of a sudden they're scrambling and battling for a win down the stretch. They've got to put something together right here, otherwise they're in danger of doing the old snatching defeat from the jaws of victory.
Come on, 79 Broncos, 70 Lions. Warriors, 70.
2nd and 4. He'll let it go deep for Beckham. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Just because you've got the lead in the 4th, it doesn't mean you have to play it safe. I like the aggressive play call there to push it downfield. That time, it didn't work out.
The Dolphins on third down, just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 4.
19 Charger, 19 Charger.
Looking to throw. And that will be incomplete. Critical play in this football game, because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that if they pick up a first down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
And here's a big one now. Trying to hold this lead. They're going to go for it here on 4th down.
70 Timberwolves.
Now back to throw. And it'll find the open man. That's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. A big pickup there, 20 yards as they convert on 4th. So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. They'll look to throw again. Oh, no, he lost the football. And this is picked up. There he goes, left side. And he's into the end zone. A fumble return and a Saint touchdown. So a big turn of events there. This defense makes the play. They return it for the score, and now they have the lead.
So much for ball security for the offense. Playing with a lead in the second half, they give the ball up, and all of a sudden they're behind.
Big-time fumble. Extra point by Butker is on target, and that will make this a 4-point game.
45. Harrison Butker is set to kick off.
And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. Oh, nice move. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. And they will be looking to answer the touchdown their defense just surrendered. Still a good chunk of time remaining here in the 4th quarter and a chance to regain the lead in a tight one. Alontae Taylor up to make the tackle.
No gain on the
Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot. In trying to get it outside, the defensive pursuit was there and just ran him down.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Now this time he'll look to throw. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. Look at the big man rumble. Fights free at the 5. And did he get in? No. Down at the 1-yard line. A big play there on the catch and run. 68 yards.
And what a letdown after a huge play. He's going to pull this in and then set sail for the end zone. And he nearly made it, too. But he's going to be tracked down just short of the goal line. So a big play there that's going to set him up with 1st and goal at the 1-yard line.
Only way to get the lead here, of course, with a touchdown. And that's what they're gunning for on 1st and goal. And this one will wind up with him losing yardage back to the 4-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
Considering they've seen him have some big gains against him throughout this game, that's got to feel like a measure of revenge as they trap him behind the line of scrimmage for a loss.
Cougar 19. Let's go now. Cougar.
Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2. That's going to leave them with just 1 remaining here in this 4th quarter. Line of scrimmage, again the 4-yard line. 2nd and goal.
Ready. Cowboy 80. Let's go.
Achan. Oh, he's going absolutely nowhere as he is hit behind the line.
He lost 4 there, and it's 3rd down.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play. 3rd and goal.
60 Eagles.
Not liking the look. They'll change the play.
18 Rattler. 18 Rattler.
They'll look to throw on 3rd and goal. Touchdown, Dolphins. A 7-yard touchdown grab. And the Dolphins answer back with a touchdown of their own to take a 4th quarter lead. But plenty of scoring here of late, and our lead changes hands now in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, they just gave up a touchdown the other end, so they knew that with time getting short, they had to put something together here, and they were able to do so and retake the lead right back.
Elliott good with a PAT, and that gives them a 3-point lead.
Jake Elliott set to kick off.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away.
And he returns this to the 22.
The Saints take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. We certainly have a good one on our hands. They're trailing after that last touchdown, but now a chance for this offense to try to snag that lead right back here in the 4th quarter. And this will go as a gain of 7 as he gets it to the 30-yard line. Ball on the 30 now. Here's 2nd and 3.
A 7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3.
Operating from the gun, St. Clair. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. Now he's going to throw deep right side. And that's caught inside the 35. And they do finally get him, but he takes it to the 25.
A gain of 45 yards.
Well, this game has certainly had no shortage of offense. Both teams have been revved up from the start. And here's yet another big play. Boy, both defenses have just got to be dragging out there because they've been run ragged throughout.
Let's go now.
Here's a give to Miller. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line.
Well, that was one of the few times they've been able to contain him thus far. He's over 100 yards for the game, but he lost a bit off his total on that carry.
Three points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the 4th. So it's Saints football as we get you reset. They come up on a 2nd down now in a game that looks like it's going to go down to the wire.
They'll come up now on 2nd down.
Back to throw. St. Clair. Oh, and that
That's going to sabotage their comeback plans. It is intercepted. And the Dolphins have just about sewn up this football game.
Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his second season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive.
And barring mistakes, they should be able to kneel this one out and finish it off. And there's only one timeout remaining on the defensive side of the ball, so that doesn't really come into play either. And now with 1:52 to go, we get another pause in the action. A timeout here defensively.
At the 9-yard line.
Another running situation on the doorstep as they come up 2nd and 10.
Ready? Cougar 19.
Now here's a little touch pass as they tap it quickly to their receiver. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line.
Brings up 3rd down.
This defense not fooled one bit on that touch pass.
And this has become one of those kind of in vogue plays, you know, kind of like the shuffle pass was a few years ago. This one never got off the ground, but you understand why a lot of teams are running it. These wide receivers, a lot of them, they run like running backs with the ball in their hands.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down.
He's got his target. That's complete. And he is going to have a Miami first down, and the Dolphins are going to win the football game.
He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on 3rd down. Went his way. It worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
Charles, normally when you see a group score this many points, it's a complete blowout. But instead, they needed every single one of those in this close, high-scoring affair.
And, Brandon, I'm still on the edge of my seat after that one because when you have that much scoring and it still comes down to a one-possession game at the end, that's not something we see very often. And in this case, these offenses, they brought it. The defenses, they're going to need some work going forward.
So for Miami, they continue to be one of the best teams around as they move to 10-2.